Hello, welcome. I don't know how to do intros or extros. Today's video is a highly requested topic. Many of my fans out there requested this and was hesitant at first, but today we will be talking about how to find love while social distancing. So there will be two parts to this video. The first part is if you have someone already in mind, so if you have a crush, someone that you just started kind of talking to, and then the second part is if you don't have anyone at all. We're gonna get right into it. I hope you can use these tips and find love in these trying times. First, we'll start out if you have someone in mind. So tip number 1, if you know their first and last name, perfect. Look them up on white pages. Now, this might get a little tricky if you are in college, like myself, and your crush might still live with their parents. So you do need to know their parents' names as well. So once you've looked them up, you now have their address. Now, I'm not telling you to stalk anyone. That's illegal, creepy, don't do that. But this is a perfect time to write them a love letter. Sometimes you gotta go back to the old-fashioned way of doing things, writing love letters. Now, don't worry if you're not a good writer. It's okay. Your crush, do they care? Depends who they are. If they're an English major, then have someone proofread your letter before sending it. You can hand deliver it to their house or send it in the regular mail. Love letters, timeless classic. Everyone loves them. They're for sure going to get you a date once this is all over. Number 2, once you have their address, still don't be a stalker. That's creepy. This is not stalking. A lot of movies and love stories kind of borderline stalker, but we're not going to cross that line. So get any of those ideas out of your head. Warn them in advance that you're going to stop by and talk to them underneath their window. Another timeless classic. We see it in all of the old movies. We see it in fairy tales with Rapunzel. Talking under the window has always brought love in the end. So now there's an international pandemic. What a better time than to go to your crush's house, stand under their window, and throw rocks that are small enough to not break it, and talk to them. Maybe hold a stereo over your head like they did in that movie. So you're not a stalker. Maybe text them in advance. Maybe hint at it. Be like, wouldn't it be so funny if I went to your house and talked to you underneath your window? These are all kind of stalkerish. I tried to stem away from the norms. Like, you could easily download a dating app, but that's no fun. That's lame. So, number 3, just drive by their house a couple times and hope that they look out the window. And then when they look out the window, wave. Oh, and then you can text them and say, hey, that was funny when I drove past your house. It opens up conversation. It's a funny thing. People are desperate for any kind of social interaction. So if they see someone they know driving past their house, it's going to be the highlight of their day, maybe their week. Just don't be creepy. Don't do it in the middle of the night. And number 4, concluding our first part of this video, if you already have someone in mind, toilet paper their house. See, normally that would be seen as a bad thing, but there's such a lack of it that they would be so thrilled to have extra all over their house. So if you have extra toilet paper that you're willing to spare for love, go toilet paper their house in the middle of the night, and they'll wake up like Christmas morning and a love story will begin, for sure. Those were my first 4 tips for if you already have someone in mind, but now we're going to go into the more difficult part of this video. If you don't have anyone, if you're alone, sad, you weren't in the dating game before this happened and now you're more lonely than ever, what do? Number 1, start calling random phone numbers. You'll get to that point where you're bored enough, you don't care anymore, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna spend 5 hours just talking to random people on the phone. And you could end up calling the love of your life, just dialing random numbers. Make sure you dial your area code. You don't want a long distance relationship. This is a foolproof way if you're ready to commit to it. You can't just call for 5 minutes and give up. This takes hours to find your true love by calling random phone numbers. It might not be love right away, but it will be a great story to tell your grandchildren someday. Please give me credit for your everlasting love. If that ended up happening, please let me know. I think my life would be deemed as a success if that whole situation happened. So please let me know. Number 2. I know many of us are familiar with all of the different kinds of online games, especially apps on your phone, games on your phone. But I'm specifically talking about 2 different games. Now there are probably others, but these are the 2 that stand out to me. Words with Friends and Trivia Crack. Now there are ways on both of those games that you can play a game with a random player. Who's to say you can't find love on Words with Friends? Who's to say you can't find love on Trivia Crack? Just play a bunch of games with random people, find out if they're in the right age range as you, in the right area, and fall in love. Easy as that. I don't know why people aren't doing that more often. Make sure they're good at Words with Friends though, and Trivia Crack, because you don't want someone who's bad at those games. You want even competition. So number 3, this one is also creepy, kind of. It's not creepy if it's for love and it's mutual love. So just drive around your town, scope it out, see if there's any new people in their yards or walking around. And if you do see a new person, wave and you decide what to do from there, because I don't know. If you see an attractive person, figure it out, because I don't know what to do from there. You could shout from across the way, "Hey, what's your name?" And then number 4, much like calling random phone numbers, this one, you can only do it during certain hours of the day, but you have to spend a lot of time doing it and you have to commit to it. Start calling a bunch of restaurants, pretending like you are getting takeout. Sometimes there might be an attractive person on the other line. You could do it one of 2 ways. You could pretend to get takeout or actually get takeout at all these different places and stretch it out for a really long period of time until you've gotten takeout from all of the possible places in your area. It's up to you how much you want to commit. The benefit of actually getting the takeout is you get to see the person on the other line and find out if there's actually love there or a connection. Moral of this video, yes you can find love in any way if you set your mind to it. Even when you can't physically be near people, you can still find love. I hope you use my tips. Please don't stalk anyone. And I wish you all the best of luck in love, because you deserve it. Subscribe to my channel, because I don't know how to end videos. And like this video because you want love. Share it to your friends that are alone.